because you got the other one on it. Yeah, so you're listed twice here. That's because you got 2 units running.
Yeah, I got two things going. Yeah.
Okay, you want me to pass this back to you now?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, change presenters. And which one is you?
Um, does it say? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just do it.
It's got
Bob
Bob Munn
Munn,
organizer, Bob Munn
Munn
organizer.
organizer, me. We'll just make. I'll do it from here.
Okay, you
Okay.
got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So we're back. We're back there. Um, Dude, I'm telling you, this is really neat, and you're gonna get buried in questions. Now, just I think I know the answer to this, but
Yeah,
just because I'm developing this. Okay, guys in the field fills
yeah,
out this fills out the insertion order,
yeah.
transmits it back to the office.
Yeah, he has the customer sign it, flattens
Okay,
it, emails it back. Yeah,
okay, sends it back to the office.
yeah.
Now, then the accounts receivable person
Mm-hmm.
or who the scheduler or who whatever you
Right,
call them, okay,
right.
gets this on one screen, gets into CT Genius and physically keyboards this in again.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, just
yeah.
okay
Just
that
like
didn't.
she would a handwritten insertion order. She takes it,
Okay,
she
so
schedules
one could
out the
make the
dates.
case.
Mm-hmm.
One could make the case because I know a lot of people uh, like there are people who like to have their sales reps actually enter the
Uh-huh.
the insertion order. I never cared for that. I like that little buffer in there of somebody with that's a little more responsible for the accounting to
Yeah.
to, to, to be able
But
to
yeah,
check that. So I don't think it's necessarily a disadvantage that it
yeah.
doesn't make that straight shot into the system.
Well, I never did want my reps being clerical people. I mean, I'd rather have them out selling. Now,
Yeah.
in CT, for example, the sales rep can actually enter the stuff if you wish for them to have that authorization to do that. I'm like you. I always liked a little bit of a buffer because the person would come and say, "Hey, what's up with John? He sold this. He's got this price on here at such and such." Well, he never got approval for it, and so I like it so much better. And the same thing happens. I just like an accounting person to be able to put it in. I
Yeah,
mean,
and the other thing now, I would. This is something. Might be the difference in our management styles, but I always looked for the easiest way to avoid paperwork.
yeah,
And so consequently, I mean, we had forms. You could schedule an ad for 52 weeks. I mean, Ogden was ready to jump out of a window
sure,
and when they saw saw some of the shortcuts that we could effectively take,
sure,
and it never really caused us problems, but they were just so stuck in it. And
yeah,
literally within 6 months after I left, they lost their two best salespeople because they hated the extra paperwork they had to do.
yeah,
But
yeah,
anyway, like
yeah,
on that form where you have that redundant material, the sick code and all that
yeah,
business for people who've already been there.
yeah,
In my mind, a rep could say, okay, or just have a quick thing that they put in there to say, yeah, acknowledge that's there, but it's the same thing it's always been,
yeah.
you know.
Well, they don't have to put in the code. They just say restaurant.
Okay, but I mean, I would even I'd let them skip that. However, if that gets into the hands of somebody in accounting and they
Yeah,
skipped over something that shouldn't have been skipped over, bang,
yeah.
back it comes.
But again, I think if you know what the reps haven't gotten their complaint. They are so thrilled
Oh yeah.
by the time consuming of, especially with the price of gasoline today.
Oh my God.
They are so thrilled that technically they call in if they have an appointment that early morning, they could say, "Hey, on the way in, I'm going to stop and make an appointment. I do have some checks to turn in that people gave me, but I won't come back in the office till 4:30." And that's fine because you know where they're at, you know where they're doing, and every time they get an order, you can see them in the field working because this stuff is coming into you. So it's not like you say, "Well, gee, I wonder if John's out there today." Well, guess what? John's out there because guess what? I got 5 insertion orders from him in the last couple of hours, so I know what's going on. So, or the
Hmm.
art department got copy changes on the ad that they ran, last week. So, you can see that your people are in the field. I mean, that's not a problem. So, and of course, all the reps still have their phones. Now, there's been times when they're in the field and the guy says, "Hey, I ran this ad in another product. Can you run this ad?" Well, they'll actually take their camera. And I wanted to mention that, and I didn't. But they'll take their camera and shoot a shot of it, and they use a program that's free called CamScan or one of those other programs similar to that, and it actually takes the picture, turns it into a PDF, and then you can email it to the art department.
Okay.
So
Now here was a note I had further up here when we were looking at insertion orders.
yeah,
Excuse me. Um, and that excuse me. I don't want to cough in your. Let me mute. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm back. The okay. I get a new ad from a guy
yeah,
with a layout. How do you transmit the layout? I understand how you can transmit changes reasonably easily, but how do
yeah.
you transmit a layout like this? Or is
Uh,
that where it breaks down?
well, if it's a layout that he ran in another paper, is that what you're saying?
Well, no, it's a new ad
Yeah.
that we design. Unless you have a drawing program that you can
Well,
sketch it out or something.
there
You
may
ever
be
do
a
that?
there may be a time when they need to contact the art department and say, "Hey, I just sent you an email from a guy." Now, all the reps have access uh, Metro art files too that they can access from their iPads. So if
Holy
they're at home
shit!
and they're looking and say, the guy wants a guy standing there with a book in his hand, then they put that in, type it in the search,
See,
and then
so
and then
you can
they
you can go to all those pre-made ads like spec ads.
sure. hmm
Oh Jesus Christ! Okay, don't forget to say that.
and so that and of course the cam scanner, if it's an ad that ran in somebody else's paper, again we shoot a photograph of it. It comes out really good, and the art department's got to rebuild it, but at least they have an idea of what the guy wants. And in most
hmm
cases, they make the ad even look better.
And,
So,
and but here's the other thing: instead of waiting for 4:30 for him to come back to the office, I can have it at 1 o'clock.
well, the thing is if they come back in the office at 4:30, there's a pretty good chance that the art department's already got the ad done, and it's in his
Yeah.
Dropbox. Now, every time that it's put in his Dropbox, he gets an email that says, "So and so's proof is ready," and he can go to his Dropbox wherever he's at, take a look at that ad. And then he can
Jesus.
communicate back to the art department, "No, that's not right. That's not what he's wanting," or whatever they want to do.